theory of quadratic equation. The quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. That is your quadratic equation. Why it is a quadratic equation? Because the power of the x is 2. That's why it is called a quadratic equation. Here, if I solve any quadratic equation, I get the values of x. These values are called the roots of the quadratic equation. Any roots of the quadratic equation must satisfy the quadratic equation. Suppose, if I give you one example, suppose x square minus of 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. If I solve the equation, I get x minus of 1 into x minus of 2 equals to 0. I get the value of x is equals to 1 and x is equals to 2. This 1 and 2, these values are called the roots of the quadratic equation. Any roots of the quadratic equation must satisfy the quadratic equation. That is the fundamental theorem. Clear? Now, by Caesar-Childress method, if I solve the quadratic equation, I get minus of b plus minus under root of b square minus of 4ac divided by twice a. Clear? These are the values of x. Clear? X is equals to minus of b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac divided by twice a. Now, this is the portion b square minus 4ac. This portion is known as discriminant. That is d is equals to b square minus 4ac. D is equals to b square minus 4ac. Now, from this b square minus 4ac, we can find out the nature of the quadratic equation. What is the nature? The nature of the quadratic equation will be nature of the quadratic equation. Nature of roots. Number one, if b square minus 4ac is the value greater than 0 होता है, if the value of this b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, roots are real and unequal. Clear? Next, number two, b square minus 4ac is equals to 0. Roots are real and equal. Number third, if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, roots are imaginary and distinct. Distinct. This is the thing, this is the basic thing, right here. Again, I repeat, ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. That is a quadratic equation. If I solve the quadratic equation, I get the value x is equals to minus of b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac divided by 12c. Clear? These values of x are called the roots of the quadratic equation. Any roots of the quadratic equation must satisfy the quadratic equation. Clear? So what is b square minus 4ac? B square minus 4ac is called the discriminant. That is denoted by d. If b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the roots are real and unequal. Number two, b square minus 4ac is equals to 0, roots are real and equal. Number third, b square minus 4ac is less than 0, roots are imaginary roots and distinct. Why it is imaginary root? Because under root of any negative quantity is called an imaginary quantity. That's why it is called an imaginary root. Yeah, we can also express the imaginary root in the complex number form in your next chapter. Okay. Now, in your class, this is the portion for class 10. Now, class 11. Ax square plus bx plus c is your quadratic equation. If I assume that let alpha and beta are the roots of this equation are the roots, then sum of the roots means alpha plus of beta is equals to minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. That becomes minus of b by a. Right? That is the portion minus of b by a. Minus of b by a. That is means minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. Clear? Sum of the roots and the product of the roots. Product of the roots alpha into beta is equals to constant term divided by coefficient of x square is equals to c by a. What is your constant term? That is your constant term c. Clear? By coefficient of x square means a. C by a. Clear? I have to verify my theorem. Suppose the equation is x square minus of thrice x plus 2 is equals to 0. If I solve the quadratic equation, I get the values of x is equals to x minus of 1 into x minus of 2 is equals to 0. Therefore, x is equals to 1 and 2. These are called the 1 and 2 are called the roots of the quadratic equation. What are the? Just to see here, and after that you copy. Right? I give you time. So, therefore, the roots are 1 and 2. These are the roots of the quadratic equation. Now, I have to verify this theorem here from this sums. So, if I added these two roots, sum of the roots is equals to 1 plus 2. That is equals to 3. Clear? Now, what is your equation? Your equation is x square minus of thrice x plus 2 is equals to 0. According to this theorem, sum of the roots is equals to minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. That is equals to minus of b, means coefficient of x means minus of 3 divided by coefficient of x square means 1. That becomes is also 3. So sum of the roots is equals to 3 here, and sum of the roots from this formula I get minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. That is also 3. That means hence verified. Clear? Similarly, product of the root of the roots is equals to 1 into 2, that is equals to 2. Now product of the root is equals to constant term divided by coefficient of x square. Now what is your constant term? That is your 2. 2 is your constant term. 2 divided by coefficient of x square is 1. That is equals to 2 also. Hence verified. So I can prove my theorem according to this way. Now you copy this thing. Viveka, you got it clear? Where are you, Viveka? Which name? Which class? Hey. We want the word. 11 থেকে 15 পর্যন্ত টেবিল লিখতে হবে। Copy it. $95. That's 95. 91, 95. 91 and 92. Copy it, copy it. It's finished. Next portion, when two roots of the equations are given, then the quadratic equation is x square minus of sum of the root into x plus of product of the root is equal to 0. So I get x square minus of sum of the root alpha plus of beta into x plus of product of the root means alpha beta is equal to 0. Clear? Clear? Copy it. Yes. बीच बीच में ब्रेक लगा देते हो आप भी मुझे पहले समझो तो हो गया तो समझ में आ गया बुक मंत्र क्लियर मैथ से কত পেয়েছিস 90 ओवरऑल परसेंटेज कितना है 98 8% मिला सर 8% 98 100% नहीं प्रोजेक्ट पार्ट जब फिनिश तो क्लियर नेक्स्ट into x plus of alpha into beta is equal to 0. Alpha beta is equal to 0. Clear? When roots are equal in magnitude, next, when roots are equal in magnitude, but opposite in sign. That is the condition. When roots are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. That means if one root is alpha, then other root should be minus alpha. If one root is 2, other root should be minus of 2. Clear? So roots are, I assume that roots are alpha and minus of alpha. So I get sum of the roots, alpha plus of minus of alpha. Sum of the root is equal to what? Minus of b by a. Clear? Minus of b by a. Alpha plus minus alpha 0 is equal to minus of b by a. Therefore, this implies b is equal to 0. That means if my quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, if that is my quadratic equation, if the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of x, if the coefficient of x is 0, right? Clear? Yes. Then the roots are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. That is the condition. It means that is if the coefficient of x is 0, then roots are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. That is the condition. So what is the coefficient of x is 0? Class 9 में यहाँ पे भर्ती हो जाओ. X का माइनस 4 is equal to 0. That is a quadratic equation or not? Copy it. ये स्कूल में भी लिखाएगा नहीं कोई स्कूल पे इतना सारा स्कूल का स्टूडेंट्स लोग बैठा हुआ है तो कोई स्कूल में जो इक्वल इन मैग्नीट्यूड कंडीशन राइट, बट ऑपोजिट इन साइन। ये कोई स्कूल कोई बुक में भी नहीं मिलेगा, बट सम साइन में लगा हुआ हो गया, कॉपी हो गया। नेक्स्ट कंडीशन is when roots are reciprocal. Or reciprocal roots. That means roots are alpha and 1 by alpha. If one root is 2, other root should be 1 by 2. Right? One root is alpha, other root should be 1 by alpha. So product of the root alpha into 1 by alpha is equals to C by A. Product of the root is equals to constant divided by coefficient of x square. Clear? That is the formula I have given here. Clear? So C by A. So if I eliminate this, 1 is equals to C by A. Therefore C is equals to. That means what is my condition? Your condition is if the coefficient of x square is equals to the constant term, then you can say that the roots are reciprocal. Clear? That is the constant term coefficient of x is equals to the coefficient of x square is equals to the constant term. Clear? Okay. Now you tell me what's the formula of a square plus b square. एक एक करके बोलेगा, तुम ही का formula. A square plus b square. I ask you the formula. Another formula बोलो क्या होना है? आराम बोल. A plus b whole square plus of a minus b whole square. 2a square plus 2b square. Right. Now you tell me a plus b whole square minus of a minus b whole square. You tell me. Yeah. A plus b whole square minus of a minus b whole square. That is equal to 4a. Now, किशान बोलो a plus b का whole a cube plus b cube. हाँ right. Tell me. विशिष्ट बोलो. A cube minus b cube. A cube minus b cube. Whatever you know, tell me. What? That is the factorization. Expansion formula according to this formula. Three AB. Tell me. A minus b का whole cube. A minus b whole cube plus 3ab into minus. Now you tell me a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4. How you?
whole square plus b square.
A square. This is also written as a square whole square plus a b square whole square. If that is your a element, that is your b element. Clear? Again, you can break this according to this method. A plus b whole square minus of 2ab whole thing whole square minus of 2a square b square. You have to learn all this formula, right? All this formula for this chapter. Okay? Clear?